how are you doing?
Yes. Hello, Raj. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good, good to know. Yes, so I have many joinees now. Okay. We can, so it's worth waiting. Okay, they are coming. And Arush, welcome.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Okay, welcome to the story. So now you can see, yes, and your background is like you are sitting in the space, I think, with a supernova explosion going on behind you, Arush. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm presenting my screen and now I'll come to the story presentation here. Okay. So I'll start the slideshow. Okay. So I'll go to the back page. So this is the story today. The story is about a goddess whose name is Kali. Okay. So God, Ma Kali or Kali Mata, Kalika Devi, these are the names by which we know this goddess, and we will come to know how she is the image of Kali, which is usually worshipped. The image which you are just looking at is the very it's a very popular way of representing the goddess, and we will come to know about the background story of this, that why is she worshipped in such a form in which her tongue is sticking out, and she's looking very ferocious.
Mainly because she is an angrier version of Ma Durga.
Ah, that's right, that's right, that's correct. She is an angry representation of Ma Durga. Indeed, she's one of the forms of Ma Durga. And just a minute, just a second.
Oh wait, I remember the story. I remember that last time you showed a picture of incarnations of Ma Durga and it showed Kali Mata.
That's right, that's right. True, true, true. So it's exactly that. So Kali Mata is just another form of Ma Durga. So I think last time we did a story of Ma Durga. And just a minute. Kathy, can you take this? But connection chal jauchi bar bar. So you need to admit anybody who comes in. No charger. You need the charger, but I can't give you the charger. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Okay, okay. Okay, so we start. The story begins with the names of a few demons who were trying to, who had a very powerful um, position at that time. They had acquired a boon from Lord Brahma. As you know, all the demons, when they want to become powerful, they want to, capture the whole universe. They want to be the king of the three worlds. Then they pray to Lord Brahma. They want a boon from Lord Brahma, and usually the boon that they are doing a penance for is the boon of immortality. So everybody
Which,
wants to be immortal.
and I have a question.
Yes.
Why can't the gods and goddesses decline the boon for the demons because they know they are evil, right?
Yes, but what happens is it's a very tricky situation for them. So, the gods and goddesses are usually, they are taking care of the entire universe. They are the forces of nature. So, for them, basically, they are like a governing body. They are governing everything. And for them, they always have this empathy towards all the creatures. Even if they are demons, even then, they have some good qualities as well, but because they are usually the asuras, the demons are said to be living under the earth. That is where they stay, and they are in charge of all the wealth and fortune and the minerals, gold and precious stones. So they are also doing a job. They are also a part of the cosmos. They are also doing something good, but so they cannot, when they are doing a task, and then they're completing the task with a lot of severity and with a lot of sincerity, they cannot deny the results to somebody. So, like if in your class there is a naughty boy, everybody knows that he's naughty and he's mean, he's selfish. But suppose he's given a task and he completes the task properly, the teacher or the people who are in charge of the class, they have to give him the due credit. They have to give him what he asks for. But of course, they have to be careful about what powers they are giving, looking at the character of that person. So you see, they cannot really outright refuse to grant him a boon, because he has done a tapasya, he has worked very hard for it, he has spent several years maybe standing on a feet and praying, repeating the mantra, or maybe he has just gone hungry for several years, and he's sitting inside a cave in a jungle, nobody around him. So these kind of, when he has done his part of job, they cannot actually refuse him the boons. But yes, they know that these demons are not, they are going to misuse the power, that is known. So they are careful. They cannot say that I cannot give you a boon, but they have to be careful about how much they have to grant. So that is how it's done. So usually the gods, if they do a penance, or if the humans they do a penance, they do not ask for immortality mostly, because the person who is asking for a boon also has to have some kind of intellect. He has to know that anything which is born has to die. Ultimately, death is inevitable. Anything that has come to this earth, it has to perish. So everybody they have to respect this law of nature. So, but the demons, they do not want to respect the law of nature. They want to disrupt the laws. They want to disrupt the smooth running of the nature. So normally they would ask for immortality. Now, why? So that if they are immortal, they do not fear death, because every living organism, the one fear which all have is the fear of death. It is this fear of death which keeps uh, people in check of their behavior. They are scared of circumstances which may harm them, which may cause them injury, which may cause their death. So they always want to acquire a position where they want to be secure. So they so the only fear that they have is if they are going to die. So always they want to get the best out of their tapasya, and therefore they say, please give me a boon by which I will live forever. Let me live forever so that I am never fearful of this thing called death. And since nobody can kill me, I will do whatever I wish. I will just rule this world. I will not fear anybody. Rather, people and other people are going to fear me, because now I can do them harm. So that was the kind of mentality which the demons had. The gods knew this very well, and Brahma, for one, knew this very well. But when he has been, called, he has been and the demons, they have done a tapasya, and Lord Brahma is forced to come and give them a sight, then he cannot refuse them, and he asks, tell me, what do you want, what kind of boon do you want? And then the demon said, they would say that, give me the boon of immortality. And then he would say, no, I cannot give you that, but you can ask me anything else other than that. I cannot grant like anybody that kind of boon by which he cannot die, because that will disrupt the law of nature. Anybody who is born has to die. That law cannot be disrupted. Even I, Brahma, cannot disrupt the law of nature. So then the demon, they are very clever. Like they start thinking very shrewdly and cleverly, thinking that what is the other way? So what can I ask for so that maybe indirectly I can get the same result? That is, indirectly I'll uh, make him grant me this boon of immortality. Then what he says, then the way they start thinking very logically, how do they start thinking? They start making a list of people or species which are present in the universe from which they think they might have any threat, like for example other asuras, or the gods themselves, the human beings which are there on the earth, the all the kinds of organisms which are there, plants, animals, insects, birds, and all the species of life that they think would ever harm them. Now, because of that, so they started making a list of threats which they thought will make them, which may prevent them from uh, uh, enjoying their life, and people who can, challenge them in a battle and can kill them. And then they made a list, and they said that, okay, grant me immunity against animals, grant me immunity against human beings, grant me immunity against gods, animals, birds, even water nymphs, angels, demons, everything that is present. And Brahma said, okay, I'll give you the boon, and it's done. But then what happened? But in that list, they've they've missed out one community of species. Now, who was that community of species they forgot? That was, they did not forget actually,
Women.
women. Yes. Why? Because they did not think that women were strong enough. They underestimated and undermined the power of women. They thought, how could a woman harm us? Because we are so powerful. As such, even without any boons, we are so powerful. We have, like, we can fight great battles. We have even
Like what movie Ashur forgot to add.
yes, and they, because they did not actually forget to add, they thought they knew that women exist, but they didn't think that they had any threat against women. And therefore, they did not think it was important to mention women in the list of people against whom they want immunity. So they just left the women. They thought, oh, women are not, harmful. We can always take care of them. They will never come and challenge us for a battle. Forget about killing us. We can never, it means hardly a threat, that they can't even fight against us. And how are we supposed to think that a woman can kill us? So they just left it out. They just ignored this race of species called woman. So because they underestimated the female power. Now, such demons, so there were many demons who were creating a lot of havoc. They were an army of people. And one of the supremost of all of them at the time was this one. And what was his name? His name was Rakta Beach. Okay. So this was a demon who had a very special power, and a power which was very hard to, with this power, it was impossible, it was next to impossible to uh, win a battle against him. And what was the power that he had? Now, if you look at the name Rakta Beach, what is the meaning of this name? Let us see. So Rakt in Sanskrit, or Rakt in Hindi, means, can you read what is the meaning of the word Rakt?
Blood.
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 Right,
And
blood.
blood. Whenever he gets a
Blood.
lot of blood,
That's right.
he gets 10 times stronger.
Okay. And
Okay.
the other part of his name, beach, what is the meaning of beach?
Seed.
That's right. So that
Seed.
is seed. So the Rakta Beach was his name. That means seed of blood. Now, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of seed of blood? Does it mean anything to you? Like, how can a blood be a seed? What is a seed? A seed is like a lemon seed or an apple seed or seed of some fruit and vegetable. So, what is a seed basically? A seed is something from which life sprouts out, isn't it? Any seed within itself, it keeps alive when there are proper conditions. A life, if it's a seed of like an apple plant, an apple tree will come and then it'll give us apples. If it is a seed of like some vegetable, then it's going to come out. It's a seed of life. Now Rakta Beej in this case means that uh, he got this boon that whenever any drop of blood from his body is going to fall on the earth, it is going to touch the ground, a new Rakta Beej is going to come out of it immediately. That means a clone is going to be formed of this demon. So what happened, if anybody ever struck him with a weapon and caused him to bleed, so usually people would fear if that somebody might you if somebody came and made a cut on your body, you don't want that to happen. But Rakta Beej, he was so, you know like he was happy if somebody struck him and he bled. Then when the drops of blood touched the earth, he saw that a new Rakta Beej, a new clone just like him has come. Okay. Now, because of this, he became very happy, because by that, more and more Rakta Beej just like him were coming up, and he was having an army of Rakta Beej. He was having an army of demons just like him, and the number was used to grow, and it would become a mess for the gods who were trying to kill him. So instead of killing him, actually they were really creating more and more demons by striking him. So the gods were miserable. They did not know what to do, how to put an end to this demon. And because of this, he was growing more powerful. He was trying to attack everybody. The balance of the universe was disrupted. He was trying to become the lord of the three worlds. And he had also taken up heaven from Indra. Indra had lost his heaven to the demons, and the gods were now powerless. They did not have any power. They couldn't go and fight the enemy of the demons, because they knew that even if they
Ma'am,
fought a battle. Yes.
ma'am, he can still feel the pain if somebody strikes him. So he can die, can't he?
No. See, feeling of pain doesn't cause death. What causes death? If your blood if the blood what keeps us alive, it's the oxygen which our blood carries in our body, which keeps the life in our body. So if we have bled, all the blood has been drained out of the body, then there is no oxygen. And since the heart and the brain, they don't receive any oxygen, the organs don't receive oxygen, a person dies. That is how the death occurs. Now, yes, if there is a if you make a cut in the body of the demon, the blood is going to ooze out. Maybe that particular demon will be dead, but all the blood that is spilled out from his body is going to create millions of other Rakta Beej just like him. So it doesn't matter. Even if one is dead, there are 100 more just against him. So
Ma'am, but the original one who asked for the boon, he would have died. So how can the others? He cares about his own life, not about someone else's.
a clone means, just a replica of the first one. The cloning, the art of cloning, the science of cloning means you just create a replica of the first one. So there's actually no difference between the original and the second one. The clones are the same as the powers of the clone, and the very genetic order of the clone is the same as the original one. So there is actually no concept of the it's not about the original and the photocopies. Everything is original. So all the 100 Rakta Beej who come out, they are also the original ones. There is no fake. They are not like anything else. It's the same Rakta Beej who has just come up 100 times more. The power is like 100 times increased, you can say, with every strike, with every shed of blood. So that was how it worked with this demon. So there was no difference between old and new. So this demon. It was very difficult at a stage for to be killed. Nobody was strong enough. Nobody had the power to eliminate this demon. And along with him, there were many other demons. Now, the story of Kali begins with the mention of two twin brothers, Shumb and Nishumb. So these were the twin brothers. Is it visible? Has the screen changed on your side?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, ma'am.
Because in my other device I
Yes.
see a change in screen. I don't know why. Okay. So Shumb and Nishumb were the two twin brother demons who were they were one of the part of the army of the demon army. Now these demon brothers had to their service two more demons, and these demons were, the chief commanding officer of their army, and the names of these demons were Chanda and Munda. Okay, so Nishumb had two more demons under them who were working. They were subordinates to Shambh and Nishumb, Chanda and Munda. So these were the four main demons, along with Raktabij, who were doing all the uh, you know uh, disruption in the universe. They were doing all the battles around, and they were trying to capture everything and bring everything under their survey, under their governance. So the gods, because they knew even if the gods came to battle with them, they will not be able to defeat them, because they had immunity against every living organism on this earth. So when the gods went to Lord Shiva to ask for help, they first went to Brahma, and they were asking that what do you want, Lord Brahma, what have you done? You have given them a boon by which they are no more invincible. We cannot defeat them. And look at the condition of the universe. What have they done? They have taken away the heaven from us, and now they are like going to be the Lord of the three worlds. So give us a solution. There must be something. And then Lord Brahma said, no, I have not given them they have not received immunity against all the species that you say, but there is only one who can kill them. And who is that? He said, it's the power of a woman. So you have to send
Durga.
a woman to a lady. There has to be a female power who has to fight with these demons. And then they had to go to Lord Shiva and request the wife of Lord Shiva, Ma Parvati. So they prayed to Ma Parvati and requested her that you are the only one, Mata. You are the supreme goddess. You're the supreme female power in this universe, and you can help us. Please give us your power. Send your power to fight the demon. And then Durga, who was a form of Parvati actually, came out of the body of Parvati, and she said, I will fight the battle against these. So she came into the battlefield, and then she started a battle against these demons. Now, naturally, she was only one fighting against an army of demons. So she was very ferocious. As you can see, she already had the powers of the three main gods. Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar together, by concentrating their power, they had created this female form of power, which is called Durga. So she was indeed very powerful, but even then, it was hard for her to battle such a big army of demons. So from her body came out many more goddesses like Ambika, Kaushiki. These are the names, some more names of the goddess who are form of energy, who are form of female power. So they all came out of her body in order to help her with all the powers. And along with that, there were more female powers coming into play. Now I'll show you the pictures of them. So Brahma, so you see these gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, Indra, and other avatars of Vishnu, many gods were there. But they themselves could not go to the battlefield, because why? They were male, and they will not be able to fight the battle against these demons. So they gave out their own energy, their power, they converted it into the female form of power. And from Brahma came out Brahmani. From Indra, who is Indra? He is the king of the gods. From Indra came out Indrani. That's right. Indrani. Then from Vishnu, he gave out his powers to make a female form who is known as Vaishnavi. I don't know whether you can see the picture of Vaishnavi. Did it appear on your screen?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
And
Yes,
then,
ma'am, it's appearing.
that's right. And from Maheshwar came out Maheshwari. So these were the four main forms, or the female forms. And you can see in the picture, the female and the male, they resemble each other because they have almost the same weapons. They are sitting on the Vahan, the same vehicles, the same animals accompany the female ones. For Brahma, a swan is one of his, swan is the
Lord
Vahan of
Shiva's
Brahma.
Vahan is Nandi.
Yes, so Maheshwar's Vahan is the bull, whose name is Nandi. Indra's Vahan is the elephant, whose name is. Do you know the name of the elephant?
Iravat. Iravat.
Airavat. That is correct. Airavat. So Indrani is sitting on an Airavat. Maheshwari is
Erawan
sitting on
is
Nandi.
the elephant who crushed the bouquet of flowers Lord Brahma gave to Lord Indra.
Correct, correct. And who is that? Arush.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that was the story, the beginning of Samudra Manthan story. Very correct. You remember just right. So that is the same elephant. That's right. Indra's elephant.
Nitra is my favorite test.
Ah, Durvasa, Rishi Durvasa had given the garland of flowers. That is one thing I'll correct you there. Yes, but the
He
But
story
the
you
only
was
problem
remember
was
correct.
that
he was a very
Durvasa had
arrogant
legendary temper.
he was a
Yeah.
very arrogant man, the rishi who gave the garland.
Yeah, Rishi Durvasa is always known to be a rishi who is very he's very short tempered, not arrogant, but he's very short tempered. He becomes angry quickly at smallest of
Yes.
mistakes of people. He's just like raging with anger. That is Rishi Durvasa. Okay, those children
Like
who are
for example,
did
we
not.
break a toy. Like for example, we break a toy Rishi Durvasa gave us. You'll be really angry.
Oh yes, and he'll go curse you like anything. You wished he never gave you the toy. Okay, so these were the female forms, but I have just told you the four female forms. There were three more, and those three I'll just show you the pictures now and with the names. This one is the female power of the Lord Kartikeya. You know who is Kartikeya, by the way?
Yes, the son
Brother
of
of
Lord
Ganesha.
Shiva
Yes,
and
my brother of Ganesha.
Yes, the brother of Ganesha, the son of Shiv and Parvati. He is the first son of Shiv and Parvati, Kartikeya, also known as Skanda. His other name is Skanda. So the female power of Kartikeya, her name is Kaumari. Okay, the lady who you can see sitting on the peacock, the female goddess is Kaumari. And can you tell me the
Ah,
name of this? Or at least tell me the name of the god who might have created this female power. This
oh,
next picture.
the wife of the king of monkeys who wanted a son.
No, actually, it's a lie, and I'll tell you. It's the Singh. And do you know the Singh
Yes,
avatar of Lord Vishnu? You remember the names
yeah.
of the
Yes,
Yes, my Narsingh avatar.
Narasimha. Yes,
Narsingh? Yes. So this
Narsingh,
female
Narsingh.
goddess, yes. So she is called Narsinghi. She is the female power of Narsingh and called Narsinghi. And the last one, I'll show you. Can you guess the last picture?
Oh yeah, the boar avatar of Lord
That's
Vishnu.
Both
correct.
avatar.
The Varaha avatar of Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu gave out the Varaha powers which he had in his incarnation of Varaha avatar, the power which he had, he converted that in a female form, which is the Varahi. So her name is Varahi. So we have, you see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven female goddesses. These are known as the seven forces of nature, basically, and they are the female, because you see, nature is referred as she always. When we say nature, we call it Mother Nature. You know this? Have you
Yes.
noticed this? So that is, you see, the nature
And
is
I have a
always
question.
considered. Yes.
Is the lady with the Trishul the wife of Lord Shiva?
That's correct. That's correct.
And
So
why
that
is she blue? Because Parvati isn't blue.
No, but she's not Parvati. She is the female part of Shiva himself. So that is why she is Maheshwari.
Oh yeah, the half power of the yeah, I got it.
Ma'am, the Narasimha Avatar, he had killed the Hiranyakashipu, a
Correct.
demon,
Correct.
and yeah, there was a boy. I don't remember his name,
Yeah,
but
Prahalad.
he was
Prahalad.
Prahlad.
Correct.
He was the son of that demon.
That's
So
right.
he liked Bhagwan Vishnu.
That's correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. You're absolutely correct about the story of Narsingh Avatar. So you know the stories behind the avatars of Vishnu. So these 7 forms of female goddess are known as Saptamatrikas. Okay. So let me just disintegrate this name. Sapta means 7, the number 7. So they are 7 in numbers. Sapta and Matrikas means, Matra. Matra means mother. So they are like 7 mothers of the universe. We all reside under.
Oh yeah, like the 7 chakras of the universe.
Yes, so everything 7 is a very lucky number. We in Hindu mythology, in Hindu rituals, the number 7 is considered to be very auspicious. Therefore, a lot of things exist in 7. This
I
number
was born
count.
on the 7th month, and my day was 17th.
Okay. So you must be very lucky. Good, good, good. So Saptamatrikas are the 7 female power of the universe under whose love and care all the organisms, all the species, the entire planet and the universe they reside. So they all came out in their female forms to help goddess Durga along with her other forms to fight all the demons. So in the next picture, the picture is not very clear, I'm afraid, but you can see what they are trying to show is all the 7 goddesses are flying in the sky, if you can see, on their vehicles, on the lion, on the tiger, on the bull, peacock, swan,
On the eagle.
Garud, yeah, on the eagle, that is Garuda. Garuda is the Vahan of Lord Vishnu, so that's Vaishnavi. So, and they are fighting this battle with all the demons who are creating the havoc. They have all come around, and then the demons are shocked. They had never ever fathomed a battle in which they will be challenged by all the females, all the women. And it was unfathomable for them. They could not. And they thought that, oh, this is going to be easy because the ladies, what powers do they have? We are the lord of the whole world and we have all powers.
Durga Mata versus Mahishasur.
Yes. So, but in spite of that, even though Durga had killed Mahishasur, but they still did not, quite register that. Maybe it was still going on. Mahishasur Vadh had just happened. So this process was just going on. Durga had just killed Mahishasur, and then these were going on. All the other demons need to be brought to control. So this whole war was going on. Battle was going on at that time. So these all they together, just let me, almost they killed the entire army of demon. They all fought very bravely. The battlefield was filled with howls and cries, and with all the energy spent, the women they were shouting and howling and flinging their weapons on them. And when the bows were stringed with the arrows, there was a sound of the twang of the string of the bow reverberated across the universe, everywhere, in all the directions. And it was a very ferocious sight, the whole battlefield. The heads were being cut, and they were all like wildly going around. Nobody had ever seen women fighting so ferociously, and they were all scared.
Excuse me, I can't hear you.
Yes.
You were, there was a crackle and I couldn't hear you.
Oh, there was a crack. Oh, no, I was just trying to explain the battlefield. You heard that one? So they were all fighting very ferociously. Heads were being cut. weapons were being flinged at the demons, and the ladies were fighting with all the ferociousness that they could. Now,
Ma'am,
yes.
ma'am, from these 7 did somebody die?
No. They did not die.
I that.
They were no, nobody died. They were all divine powers, and they had all the equipped. They had all the energy with them by which they could annihilate. So none of them, no, none of the goddesses died in the battle. Okay. So now, when all the demons were taken care of, Shumbh, Nishumbh, Chanda, Munda, they were all killed ultimately. And Chandamunda were actually killed by Ma Kali. Here I have not come into that. The Chandamunda, their heads were cut off by Ma Kali. And she had, brought those heads to Ma Durga to show her that I have killed the chief officers of the army of Shumba and Nishumb. And after that, Durga, who was very pleased with Kali, after she had cut, she named her Chamundeshwari. She said that because you have cut the head of Chanda and Munda, you will be known by your worshippers in the future days on earth as Chamundeshwari. So there are many temples you will, if you come across ever, where they will say Devi Chamunda or Chamundeshwari. If you hear the name, it's actually a name of Kali. It's a form of Durga actually. Okay.
I have heard in India.
Okay. So now let us come to this Rakta Beach as we were talking about him. So when Durga ultimately she was left with Rakta Beach because she had to deal with this demon. It was her mission to finally vanquish this demon. But every time she struck this demon and the drops of blood which fell, she saw that a new demon had come up. So with every drop of blood, a new demon. So there were like many demons. With every strike and every blood, there was many demons created. So Durga, she fought with a lot of vigor, but she saw that the battle is not getting over. She cannot finish the fight because every time there is a strike, she can see an army of Raktabit standing. So she thought that I need a better strategy. I need to strategize my battle plan so that because this is never going to end, the war is never going to end, and I have to find out a way. And then she thought, and she was very angry and ferocious because she was getting frustrated by this repeated appearance of so many demons in front of her. And because of the anger, from her forehead came out a new form of her energy, and which is Ma Kali. So Kali was a manifestation of Ma Durga. She had her from her third eye, from her forehead, because of an angry form, she released the energy of her anger, and Kali was a ferocious form of Durga. So that is why all the characteristics of Kali are very ferocious. You can see she is dark in complexion, big red eyes, her tongue which is red, and she's always thirsty of blood. She's a carnivorous kind of a goddess who wants to vanquish everything. She can eat up the whole battlefield. That is her hunger. She's hungry for blood. She's hungry. She's thirsty for blood. She wants to kill, eat and devour everything. She's a goddess of death. She's the goddess of the battlefield. And she came out of her body, and she had all the same powers, you can see. And you can see the head in her hands in this picture. So this head is that of, the Chanda and the Munda who she had
Excuse me.
cut off. Yes.
So when she first took her tongue out, like once she killed the demon, then when she was dripping blood, she pulled her tongue out and she took out all the blood, and then she got a taste of it.
No, yeah, but that, the why the tongue is out, again we have to come to that part of the story. It's still not over. That's a very interesting part of the story. So the picture is this, but actually the reason why the tongue is out is something different. So I'll tell you, I'll just come to that. So what happened, so you can see Kali, she is somebody who is not, dressed up in a beautiful sari or something. She is wild. She is boundless. She is the free form of nature, nature without any boundaries. And you can see a head, a garland of skulls around her neck. So that is the ferocity with which you always look at her.
And hands at her waist.
Yes, the hands.
And hands. But Miss,
Yes.
why does she have all the weapons instead of just the thingy which shows a C?
Just a minute. She
Because
has.
in other pictures,
Yeah.
like in the one for Navratri,
Yeah.
it showed that she only had that thingy which was curved thingy.
For the Navratri usually she's not usually Kali that we worship. In Navratri, there is it is basically goddess Durga, the Sherawali,
Yes,
and the other
yes, but at the end point you
ah
showed the other
Kalaratri.
forms of her, and when
Ah,
it was for
Kalaratri.
Kali,
That's
she only had one weapon, and
yeah.
that was a
The sea kind
thing
of thing,
that was a
the
sea.
khadak kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Kal Ratri, that is also a find form of Kali. It was actually a part of the goddess. So that is, you saw only maybe four hands. I think Kal Ratri, you did not see so many hands too. There were only, I think, two on one side and two on another side, and with some weapons.
Yeah, there are only two.
Yeah, so that is another form of, again, these are all form of the same goddess actually, if you speak of Durga. So Kali, actually this particular picture of Kali is the entire, the picture of Kali in its entirety, like all that she could have. So Kal Ratri is also a form of the same, but it was, the representation was a little, like they were not showing the goddess in her complete form. A small form was presented, a mini form of the goddess, you can say, in the Navratri set of pictures. So it's
Yeah.
almost the same, but the same. But this particular picture, this one,
Excuse me,
yeah,
your voice crack.
Yeah.
my voice is cracking. Oh, just a minute.
Why does she have so much hair? A little bit is cracking, a little bit.
Okay, now my voice is correct. You can hear me. I'm repeating my.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, yes, yeah,
Why
and
does
she has a
she
lot
have
of
so much
hair.
hair?
Yeah, and she has a skirt of hands around her waist, that is, it is showing up the parts of bodies basically. Actually, there is a very symbolic meaning to this image which we look at, the portrait. It's got a very spiritual meaning. It just shows us that, the body, we humans attach a lot of importance to the body. We give a lot of importance to ourself, but it is always encouraged. But the image of Kali always asks you to be, spiritual. It asks you to not give any importance to the body in which your soul is. The soul is important because the soul lives forever, but the body is going to be over. You are born, and after 100 years your soul is going to leave your body and it is going to enter some other body. So it doesn't matter, the body is
Which
not.
is the meaning of incarnation.
Yes, so that is the symbolic representation of Kali. So when you, like, maybe you grow older and you have more, maturity of mind and intellect, and you understand the spiritual part of the religion, then you associate. So when you have known the stories, when you know about the gods and goddesses, then you later in your life you will be able to, go deeper into the meanings of the images which you just saw. So all the hands, they show, all the weapons just show the amount of power she has got. Her her the form in which, because she's not clothed, she doesn't wear a sari as the other goddesses do, shows that it is the nature in its wildest form. When the nature is uncontrolled, everything is wild everywhere, that is what is Kali. So
Like
actually,
all natural disasters in one.
yes, that's right. So it's kind of a disastrous form of nature, a wild. Okay, so God, we'll move next to the story. So Kali, so you see what was the strategy adopted by goddess Durga? So what she does in this picture, you can see very well. there is the demon Raktabij, and there is goddess Durga sitting on her tiger, and she is striking at the demon because it was her challenge. It was she said that it's my duty to kill the demon, but I need help. So she asked Kali, who was happy to help her, that if I strike this demon, the blood which is going to fall from his body, and before it touches the ground, you have to lick it up. You have to drink his blood so that none of the drops can fall onto the ground and no new Rakta Bij is created. Only then will I be able to completely finish this demon. I don't want an army of Rakta Bij coming up. And Kali said, I'll do that exactly. If you can't drink it, at least collect it in some kind of pot or vessel. So there is another, in many pictures, other pictures, you will see Kali is holding a pot of
Yeah,
blood.
there is a hand of that Raktabij of that face, and there was a vessel, and all the drops of blood was
Collected.
going in.
Correct. So she was collecting the blood if she cannot drink, and she was drinking away whatever was falling. What she could not drink, she was immediately collecting, and she was running around not to let any drop of blood to fall onto the ground. And here you can see in the picture, this is Durga who is striking, and the second one is Kali, and you can see the tongue sticking out. Can you see from the mouth?
Yeah,
And that is
but
what she's
why
doing.
white instead of red?
Oh, why it's because it's actually a painting. I got it from the internet. Something. It's actually a painted one. So the artist is being very creative. She has given a white tongue instead of a red. So this is just a painted version of the whole scene. So this is how it is: the tongue coming out, but in the idols and the portraits, you see a red tongue, because naturally she's continuously drinking blood, eating demons, eating every demon that was going around, even eating the horses, the elephants which were in the battlefields. She was just devouring everything in her
Which was
large mouth. Yeah.
which
So
was kind of disgusting.
yeah, it's disgusting. That's right. So that is a form of nature. So that was Kali. So ultimately, Rakta Beach was finished. Both of them were successful in killing all the demon. The entire army was finished off with the help of all the Saptamatrikas, all the energies of Durga which had come out.
But then
Ambika,
she got the
Kaushiki,
taste for blood.
Kali, Mahakali. She's also called as Mahakali. And but even though the
Then she
problem
got the
was
taste for
over,
blood.
you see, even though the problem was over, but Kali was still at the highest and the peak point of her, energy. She was still dancing around the battlefield. She was dancing on the corpses. She was going around, and she was still bloodthirsty, and she did not
Because she got
stop.
the taste of Rakta Bij's blood.
Yeah, and she was still she was very high on energy. She was so charged up with vigor and ferociousness that she was not stopping, even though now she
Like
was
a child
required to
eating
stop,
grain in the pantry and
because
getting hyper.
the battle was over, and but she did not stop. And then now the gods and the other goddesses, they were now, like, they were scared by the look of her, because she was not listening to anybody. And if she went on with this, she was going to destroy the entire universe. That was how it was going to be. So now
Which
somebody
was
had
still
to.
the right thing to do.
Yes. So somebody had to come and stop her now. It was required, it was very essential that she be stopped. And then,
So her husband went under her, then she on him, then he stopped.
that's right. So then what happened? All the gods and goddesses, they did not know what to do. Nobody dared come in front of her. And they all went to Lord Shiva to ask for his help. Because, why? It will be Lord Shiva. That's right. So Lord Shiva, because Kali is a form of Parvati, you know that, and Parvati
Yeah.
is the wife of Lord Shiva, and it was only Shiva who could control his wife. So all the gods and goddesses, they were praying, they pleaded for Lord Shiva to please come and do something, do something. It is only you who can do something now.
Miss,
Otherwise, the entire universe will be consumed by her. It will be destroyed. And then when she was dancing
Miss,
away, yes, anybody,
why before this slide
yeah,
there were millions of heads of Lord Shiva?
this one.
Yeah, you can see that there's millions of heads of Lord Shiva.
Yeah, it's a picture in which they show this. Probably no, not really. We never know that Lord Shiva had many heads, but I cannot imagine. Actually, you see, it's kind of like, he's sitting under the Sheshnag. He's sitting under the Sheshnag. Shiva and Vishnu are also, in many ways, Shiva is another form of Vishnu. Many believe
Yeah,
Vishnu is a, counter part of Shiva. They both, even they sometimes believe they are one and the same. Shiva and Vishnu are
yeah,
not
because
different.
because technically Krishna, how, and Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are all blue, and I have no idea why. Because we have a reason of why Lord Shiva is blue, but we have no reason why Lord
Lord
Vishnu is
Vishnu
blue
is,
and Lord Krishna is
that's
blue
right.
also.
Actually, Lord Vishnu is usually, it is in the pictures they want to show it like a very flamboyant, so painted blue. But actually, that is not correct. It is he is believed to be dark. Shyam. Shyam is the name of Lord Vishnu, and Shyam literally means black. So actually, Lord Vishnu is black because Krishna we know is black. He was dark complexioned. Every avatar of Vishnu is black. That is Shyam. So actually, just to show, the pictorial representation to make it very flamboyant, they choose a color blue, but that is not correct. Actually, you cannot see
Yeah.
anybody blue in color. So it's meant to be black. Actually, dark complexion, dusky skinned. Okay. Oh God, just a minute.
And also, why is there another god with moon and sun on their hair
Mm,
and has dark hair?
on which side is that? Like the right side?
That is on the right side.
Right side. Actually, that is also Lord Shiva. I think it's a picture in which you see the Shivling. Somebody is worshipping the Shivling. Shiva is never worshipped in his human form. The way in which you've shown, the face and the body. Do you always know whenever you go to the Shiv mandir, you always worship the ling of the Shiva, never the human form of Shiva.
Yeah. Ma'am, in my house, because in my
Yes,
in Shiva's, we have this shivling only. My
yes.
mother told that we don't put milk over their human figure, human body. We just put it on shivling.
Correct, correct. So everywhere, Lord Shiva is worshipped in the form of ling. So this picture is not very. Let's not go into the detail of the picture. I just collected it just to show that all the gods are praying to Shiva. But it's not very. You need not go into why he has got many heads and things like that. That is not important. Okay, so we'll move on to the next picture. So, Shiv, when he was requested and he was the only one who could do anything in this situation, what did he do? Because it was impossible for anybody to go and stop Kali because she was just dancing around. It was not possible. She had to be stopped first. Her energy levels had to be brought down. So, the best thing that Shiva could think was he just put himself, he lied down on the ground just there. He kept lying on the ground just like a small baby. He just put
Because
himself,
the wife
surrendered himself. Yeah.
cannot step on his husband, her husband.
That's correct. And in the process, when Kali was dancing, she did not see. She was anyway, climbing on the dead bodies which were there on what battlefield. She was climbing on the corpses, and during that, she put her feet on the chest of. He also was started, she just stepped on the body of Lord Shiva who was lying there. And as soon as she put her feet on him, she immediately realized the mistake that she has done. Yes. So because immediately she knew, and when she saw that who is it on whom I have stepped, she saw that it is Lord Shiva himself, and immediately she recognized her husband, and she stuck out her tongue in the fashion as you can see. You see, she's sticking out her tongue, and she is, filled with guilt. She's shocked, and she's shaken up immediately, because you see, the wives, they respect their husbands. That is how the culture is. And to step on something is considered very disrespectful. You cannot put your foot on something which you respect. Like for examples, your books, your notebooks, your pencils, the things which you use for your studies. We take care that we don't step on these things. It is considered highly disrespectful, because it is as if we are stepping on Ma Saraswati.
Like a
Saraswati is the goddess of
like a step.
knowledge. Yes. So anything which we respect,
Can
we
you
never
write
put.
that in his notebook of records?
That's right. So we never put foot on things. It is disrespectful. So because he was her husband and she had stepped on her husband, it was the greatest sin that she could think a wife could do, and she stuck out her tongue in, in like in shock, like this. What have I done? Kind of, and then she was cooled, and then suddenly she came to a stop, and she realized that she has to stop, and she was calmed at that point of time. She was now in her senses. She stopped dancing around. She stopped um, at that point of, drinking and eating the things that she was doing, and then suddenly everything was under control. So you have to know that this picture, next picture which I'm showing, is just that, because Kali was a form of Parvati. So because Shiva was her husband, was Parvati's husband, and Kali was a form of Parvati, and this is the reason. So you can see the picture of them, a Kartikeya, and with Kartikeya and Ganesha as their two sons. Okay, so this picture, now we are just coming, the story is ended, so just two more pictures and then we'll come back to the discussion. So I request all of you not to leave the show, because I want to capture all of you on the screen, because this session is being recorded. So I want all the participants to be present, to be showing up. So please don't leave the story even if it is over. Okay, so this is a murti of Kali, an idol of Ma Kali, of in one of the temples in India. So there are many temples which are dedicated to Kali, very famous ones. During Diwali, the pandals in which Durga Puja is held, and after the Durga Puja is over on Vijayadashami, even then the pandal is not dismantled. But in the same pandal on Diwali, Kali Puja is performed, and only then the show is over. The whole Navratri, the puja of the goddess is over after the worship of Kali Ma. So in many pandals also you can see the Murti of Kali. In the same pandal in which Durga was worshipped, the same setup, Ma Kali is worshipped on the Amavasya. Usually the Diwali falls on Amavasya. And after that, the rituals are over after the last worship of this goddess, who has to be pacified and satisfied, so that the nature is calm and quiet in its quiet form. So this is a murti, you can see dark Kali with red hands, palms. You can see the palm of her hands, even that is red. Her tongue is red. That just shows that she's like, because of the blood she has been drinking. And this is the picture. I think Aparajit is here. Aparajit, can we hear
Hello,
you?
I'm here.
Yeah. And Aparajit,
Yes, hello.
can you recognize this place, this picture? Have you been? I'm sure you must have been.
Oh yeah, I know this.
Tell me. I don't know if Aparajit has visited.
Where did you put it?
Okay, okay. Is it visible on your screen? A picture of a temple.
I
No, it's not.
remember this temple.
Uh, it's not visible on your screen.
No,
It is
no.
visible.
Mm,
It is visible.
It is visible.
It is
visible.
visible.
okay,
There's no
no.
problem.
Maybe I don't know. Usually, if the screen is not running, usually you will have to exit and then come back.
I think I know.
Ah, okay, okay. You do.
I I
Oh,
think I think I know. I think yes. Okay,
or
where
maybe if your
where
mom is around, maybe she can recognize.
True.
If Shritama is around, she can maybe recognize. So this is the Dakshine. I don't know if I collected the right picture. This I believe it's the picture of the
Yes.
Dakshineshwari Kali temple of
The
Kolkata.
Chinese,
uh, I will leave and rejoin maybe.
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
Kali.
Yes, yes, yes. You can leave and then rejoin again. Then you can see.
Darkness Kali auntie.
Yes, yes, yes. So Dakshineshwar Kali temple of Kolkata. So we will wait for Aparajit to come. He will join back again. So because Aparajit belongs to Kolkata, that means his grandparents they live in Kolkata, so he must have visited. So
Oh.
that's why I asked this to Aparajit. And anybody else in this group who has visited Dakshineshwari Kali in
Yes, I
Kolkata?
recognize this.
Yes. I didn't visit this, but I know about this place.
Ah, okay.
Hello.
Aparajit has joined back again. Aparajit, now can you
Yes,
see?
I visit.
I visited it
Yes.
almost 6 times.
Ah, right. I'm sure you must have. That's why I asked you because you are the
I have
closest person.
visited.
Like in April.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. So, can you tell us something about
Excuse
the
me.
place? Wait, we will hear from Aparajit. Let's all be quiet. If he can add something to this, maybe. Aparajit may, if he can tell about
Uh,
his experience, maybe of the place, because I visited this when I was very young. I don't remember when I was your age, maybe that I don't remember anything. I just remember the big, I think there is a river or a lake beside this. Is there? This
yes, yes. You actually can see a train bridge
Oh,
from this place. If you go behind it,
okay,
you will be able to see a train bridge, and it's a nice view. It's my favorite place
okay,
in there.
oh,
Uh,
and the
and there are actually three temples,
okay, okay. So if the three temples
and
within the premises within this compound, there are three temples.
and no, one's in the middle,
Okay,
one's in the middle, one's on the right, and one's on the left. So the middle one is the main one,
okay. And
and
the
for the
structure with the
main goal.
dome, like this tall structure with the dome, is the
Uh
main
huh.
one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the side is just for great, like there was a home for these great peoples and stuff like that.
Okay, okay,
Uh, it's for those people, and then if you go behind the place,
okay,
you will actually get to see the bridge.
okay.
It's a beautiful view from there. You will actually get to see the bridge, and you will actually get to see the river.
I remember the river. I have like vague memory that there is a river beside the temple. I was very young when I visited, but I don't remember anything about the temple. As children, we hardly
And
look
if
at.
you
Yeah.
and if you go from the bridge, you also can see the temple from there.
Yes, yes, I know. And this is a very popular temple of Kali Ma. People who are devotees and worshippers of Kali, they definitely visit. And even people who visit Kolkata, they make it a point to visit Dakshineshwar Kali. It's a very auspicious and very holy place. I want to add this one, yes. So this is a very famous place of Kolkata. True. Thank you, Aparajit, for your insight. So other children can also like see. And also there are many other Kali temples across the country. Many places.
Excuse me.
Yes, yes. Ruhani?
I have visited 10 times.
10 times. Oh my God. Oh, that's a big number. So you remember the temple very well, I think.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have gone in first or fifth, first or senior KG. I don't know.
Okay, okay. That was so I've stopped presenting my screen. The story is over, and I want you people to say something. I mean, what is your feedback? Okay.
I
Any,
know that I knew the story before, but
Yeah, the
now I know
story was
it a
very
bit
nice.
okay, okay. I want one at a time. So Sharanya was beginning to say something. So Sharanya, yes, continue.
I heard this story before, but now I got a bit more detail about it.
Ah, okay, okay. Uh, that's good. That's good. And then who was speaking? I think Somji. Somji wanted to say something.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, the story was in. I understand that story.
Okay. So did you know that before? Some part of it at least.
No, no.
Okay, okay. And
It's only I know that.
okay. And Avyay wants to say something. And Ishan is there.
The story was really well. I didn't heard anything about Kali. Just I heard that she was very ferocious.
Okay, okay,
Now I got details. And it was a very interesting story.
okay. Thank you. And I think Arush is presenting something, and he's showing something to us. Arush, showing something about the Kali temple, Chamunda Devi. Ah, I told you that's right. So you see, most famous Kali temples in India, yes, Himachal Pradesh was Chamunda Devi. Again, I told you, Chamunda Devi is a name given to Ma Kali because she killed the demons Chanda and Munda, and therefore the name Chamunda. Okay, so you have to know that one. That's right. That's right. So, and Kali Ghat Mandir. Yeah, there is another Kali Ghat Mandir, Kolkata. Kripamai temple, temple. So we have a list of Kali temples here. Arush is sharing this knowledge with us. Bhadrakali temple. There is, I'll tell you, there is a place in the state of Odisha. Odisha is the state I belong to. My native is Odisha, and there is a place called Bhadrak. And the full name of Bhadrak is actually Bhadrakali. That is the reason the name of the place is Bhadrak. So that is what I know. There is
Yes,
another place
I
called
noticed
Bhadrak.
it was even a temple in New Delhi.
Yeah, that's Kalka Devi. So Kalika Devi is also same Kalima, Kalka Devi. Bhadrakali
I
Devashti.
have heard the name of Bhadrakali. I
Bhadrakali,
have heard
yes.
somewhere the birth name of
Bhadrakali, yes. So
I
meant
think
Mahakali,
I hear it.
Bhadrakali. Yes. So this was the story of Kali. So the message is the demons, they underestimated the power of woman, and which was not true. So you saw that the nature is female, the power in the universe, the Shakti. So there is a sect of people who worship Shakti. You see, so this whole time of Navratri is the time of the worship of the goddesses. All the goddesses are worshipped. Navratri to Diwali, this time is the worship of goddess. All the goddesses are worshipped. So we basically respect and you know worship the nature which is female. Why? Because nature creates, life comes out, it gives birth. The process of procreation is done by the female. So the female is always considered, not, you never consider female to be like weak. Anything that can give life can never be weak, it has to be strong. Shakti is power, that's it. Shakti is
Ma'am, I
power.
wanted to give the feedback.
Yes, 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 please, please.
Ma'am, actually, I really appreciate your interest because I did not know the story of Ma Durga, and it's a very golden opportunity to listen from during this lockdown because reading the school periods taught me too much, and I'm very grateful for hosting this great meeting to discuss the Indian culture.
Ah, okay, okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for the feedback. Thank you, thank you. And I thank you all listeners to be joining and listening to the stories. I really respect your presence, your time, you're giving your, giving this 1 hour of your day to this story session. I really thank you.
It
Really
was
appreciate
really
it.
great.
Thank you very much. And
So,
it's okay if you don't join every week. I'm not expecting, because after all, you're busy people. You're school going children with a lot of studies and other activities. It's okay, but do try to join when you don't have anything else to do. Sometimes, maybe some
actually,
Sundays you can
ma'am,
spare an hour once a
okay, ma'am,
month
can
or
I give
so.
some feedback?
Yes, yes, please, yes.
Ma'am,
Auntie,
ma'am,
I
actually, I
want
was
to tell
not
you
knowing
something.
Okay, okay. I'll allow one at a time. So, Siddhi wants to say something. No, Srishti.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, Srishti.
Ma'am, actually, I was not knowing Ma Kali story.
Yes.
I just know that Ma Kali have put in her feet on Shivji, and nothing else I was knowing. But I today came to know about this, and many of the Vishnuji's avatars, means two, three avatars I was not knowing. Well, the rest are so in this lockdown, and many knowledge I came to know about all these gods, avatars, and many things.
Oh, thank you, thank you. That's good to know. So I have added to your knowledge. Okay. And who else? And I just consider Raj is here today after a long time. Raj is here, and
Yes.
Ishan and Raj. I want you to say something today. Yes, Raj. Raj, you knew the story of Kali. I think you have known the story before.
Yes.
Okay, you like the story?
I enjoyed a lot, and that story was very cool. And the story was nice.
Oh, thank you very much. And Ishan wants to say something about of today's story.
The story was very nice.
Okay, and you understood the story. You could get the meaning of the words which I was telling. The
Yes.
Yes, okay. And you want to give some feedback, and you want to say something,
Yes.
anything, not just today's story, like all the stories which you ever heard. What do you think about all the stories until now which you just heard about Indian mythology, about various avatar of Vishnu or the names of the gods? What do you think? What are your feelings about this? Is it very
My
confusing?
feeling, they're not that confusing, but they're kind of a little confusing to me.
Okay, but you find it interesting?
Yes, I find it interesting.
Okay, okay. So you'll get it. The stories are very bizarre, they are very mystique and sometimes very unbelievable, the stories. But you will love it. The other stories also, what I bring in front of you, are going to be
Ma'am,
as lovable. Yes,
ma'am, ma'am,
yes.
thank you.
Thank you
Ma'am,
very
can I?
much.
Bye.
And
Ma'am,
okay. And who wants to
Uh,
leave? First, we will say bye to those who want to leave.
Thank
Maybe.
you, Auntie.
Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. And who else wants to
Bye,
say
bye,
something?
Auntie.
Bye.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you for
Ma'am,
joining. Thank you.
ma'am.
bye.
And yes, Avya, you want to say something?
Bye.
Bye,
You're
Raj.
welcome.
Avya has gone.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye,
Yes,
bye.
ma'am.
Avya has gone.
Bye.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes,
Bye,
yes.
Auntie.
Yes, Siddhi.
ma'am, actually, I wanted to tell you that we're actually doing a great job at distributing the Indian culture to everyone because everyone is joining from different parts. And so I will also keep you ahead for your wonderful job you are doing.
Thank you very much, Siddhi and Srishti. And thank you. Your interest is very high in the subject, I can see, and your knowledge is also very good. And so is Ruhani. I can see Ruhani here. She has also got a lot of interest, and also she has got a lot of knowledge, even though she's so young. Even Somji, I'm surprised, knows so much. I'm really surprised at the amount of knowledge you all children have already, and it interests
Thank
me
you.
to conduct this session. It is very interesting indeed for me to have listeners like you. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you very much. And can we call it off?
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Bye
Yes,
bye.
ma'am.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Auntie.
Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you, Ruhani. Thank you, Siddhi, Srishti, Somji. Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye bye bye.
Bye.